Lila and the Magical Garden.
Once upon a time, in a quiet, peaceful village nestled among rolling green hills, lived a woman named Mrs. Margot. Now, Mrs. Margot wasn't very fond of cleaning or cooking or doing much of anything around her house. In fact, you could say she was quite lazy. Mrs. Margot had 2 daughters, Lila and Lana. Lana, her younger daughter, was a lot like her mom, rude, a bit mean, super messy, and she loved to tell tall tales. But Mrs. Margot loved Lana with all her heart because Lana was her very own biological daughter. Then there was Lila. Lila was completely different. She was kind, smart, and incredibly hardworking. But Lila was adopted, and sadly, Mrs. Margot never seemed to appreciate her. Even though Lila did all the chores, Mrs. Margot never even said thank you. Instead, she just got meaner and meaner every single day. Poor Lila would just sigh and keep working. Every single day, Lila cooked delicious meals, scrubbed the house until it sparkled, and even fixed torn clothes. She was also a wonderful knitter, making cozy sweaters and warm shawls. But if the food wasn't absolutely perfect, Mrs. Margot would shout,
"Make it again!"
One sunny afternoon, while Lila was trying to tidy up the wild garden, her mother's voice boomed from the house.
"Finish the garden, fix that cross-stitch, and take it to the market. Don't be lazy."
After cooking their meals, Lila would still have to walk all the way to the stream to fetch water for the entire house. Meanwhile, Lana did nothing but play, sleep, and wake up just to eat. One quiet day, Lila sat by the old water well near the beautiful flower garden. This was her favorite spot because it was so peaceful, with only the gentle chirping of birds. Suddenly, a bright green parrot flew right onto her head. Startled, Lila tried to gently shoo it away, but, oh no, she accidentally dropped her knitting pin and the ball of yarn right into the deep, dark well.
Oh no, if Mother finds out that my yarn and knitting pin fell into this well, she'll be very angry.
Lila leaned over, stretching to reach the bucket hanging on the bar across the well, but she leaned too far, lost her balance, and tumbled headfirst into the dark depths. When Lila opened her eyes, she wasn't in a dark well anymore. She was in a magical garden filled with the most beautiful, colorful flowers she had ever seen. She quickly got up and dusted off a few cobwebs that had stuck to her while falling. As she walked along a winding path, she saw a little rabbit. He was hopping up and down, trying very hard to pull a big, stubborn carrot from the soil.
"Can you help me?"
Lila smiled kindly and walked over. She gently took hold of the carrot and with a soft tug helped the rabbit pull it out.
Here you go.
"Thank you."
Lila continued her journey through the magical garden. Soon she saw a beautiful rose plant, but it looked very sad and thirsty, its petals wilting.
Please, I need water.
Without hesitation, she ran to a nearby sparkling fountain, scooped water into her cupped hands, and carefully watered the rose. Instantly, the rose bloomed even more beautifully, letting off the most wonderful, sweet scent. As she walked on, she saw an old woman coming out of a farm, struggling to carry a very heavy basket overflowing with fruits and vegetables. It was clearly too heavy for her. Lila ran right over and offered to help.
That looks very heavy. May I help you carry it?
"Oh, thank you, dear. It truly is too heavy for these old bones."
So, Lila helped the kind old woman carry the heavy basket all the way to her cozy little house.
"Don't be afraid, my dear. I'm Granny Hazel. If you help me around the house, keeping it clean and making sure my bed is always wonderfully made, you may stay as long as you like. I can see you don't know your way around here."
I don't know how to get home, so I'll stay and help.
Every day, Lila cleaned Granny Hazel's house until it sparkled and fluffed her bed with beautiful, soft bed sheets. Granny Hazel, in return, cooked yummy, warm meals for Lila every single day. They laughed and talked, and Lila felt truly happy. But after a while, even though she loved Granny Hazel, Lila started to miss her family. Granny Hazel noticed Lila looking a little moody. She walked over and gently asked why she seemed sad. I want to go home, Lila told Granny Hazel.
Even though I've truly enjoyed your company, my dear, and I wouldn't want you to go, you've been so incredibly kind. I will help you return.
She led Lila to a breathtaking part of the garden where 3 sacks lay on the ground.
Pick a sack, my dear.
Lila thought carefully and chose the medium-sized sack.
Now listen very carefully, my child. Do not open this sack until you are safely in your own room, with the door and window closed tight.
Granny then led Lila through another side of the garden towards a shimmering golden door. As Lila stepped through the golden gate, something amazing happened. Her simple old clothes transformed into a beautiful, shining dress, and a sparkling gold crown appeared on her head, along with lovely golden jewelry. Granny Hazel then gave her a special gift, the very same knitting pin and yarn that Lila had dropped into the well.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Now close your eyes and count to 3. When you open your eyes, you'll be right in front of your own house.
1, 2, 3, counted. When Lila opened her eyes, she was back, standing right in front of her old house, shining brightly. Lila is back. She's a golden girl, said the parrot. Mrs. Margot and Lana heard the parrot and ran outside. They gasped, their eyes wide, at Lila's beautiful glowing dress and shiny jewelry. How did this happen? Lana asked, scoffing. Lila told them everything about Granny Hazel and the magical garden. When Mrs. Margot heard about all the gold and saw Lila's sparkling jewelry, her eyes gleamed with greed. She immediately sent poor Lila packing out of the house. Then she quickly made a plan to send Lana, her cherished daughter, to the garden the very next day. The next morning, Lana, eager for gold, threw the knitting pin and yarn into the well and jumped right after it. Meanwhile, Lila was walking down the street, crying and not knowing where to go. Suddenly, a kind and beautiful young lady, Miss Rachel, walked up to her.
Why are you crying, dear?
Lila told her everything, how her stepmom had chased her out of the house. Ms. Rachel felt so much pity for Lila.
I'm a widow with not much money, but you're welcome to stay with me, and we'll manage with whatever we have.
Lila was so happy and grateful to have a safe place to go. When Lana opened her eyes, she, too, found herself in the magical garden, but she just looked around with a scowl and started walking. As she walked, she saw the little rabbit struggling to pull a carrot from the soil.
Can you help me?
No way. Do it yourself.
Then she kicked dirt at the poor rabbit and stomped past. Lana continued walking and found the thirsty rose plant wilting away.
Please, I need water.
Why should I help a silly flower?
And she just walked away. As she continued, she saw the old woman coming out of the farm with the heavy basket of fruits and vegetables. It was very heavy, but Lana didn't offer to help. Instead, she just demanded,
Where can I find Granny Hazel or her house?
I am Granny Hazel, dear. Would you mind helping me carry this basket?
No way. I can't carry that. It'll be too heavy for me.
So Granny Hazel walked to her house, carrying the heavy basket all by herself, while Lana just walked impatiently beside her.
Don't be afraid, my dear. I'm Granny Hazel, as I said before. If you help me around the house, keeping it clean and making sure my bed is always wonderfully made, you may stay as long as you like. I can see you don't know your way around here.
Sure.
Lana tried to keep the house clean and make the bed for just one day. But after just one day, she became incredibly lazy. She didn't clean, and she didn't fluff the bed. The house quickly became messy and dusty. Granny Hazel saw how dirty the house was and the unmade bed. "You must go home," said Granny Haz. Lana smiled, thinking of all the gold she was about to get. Granny Hazel led Lana to the beautiful garden and asked her to pick a sack from the 3 on the floor. Lana, being greedy, chose the biggest sack.
Do not open this sack until you are safely in your own room, with the door and window closed tight.
Granny then led her through the golden door, but as Lana walked through, nothing happened. Her clothes stayed exactly the same. Granny Hazel gave her the knitting pin and yarn she had dropped in the well, but Lana just threw them away.
I don't need these anymore.
She was so sure there was lots of gold in her big sack and was eager to get home to open it.
Now close your eyes and count to 3. When you open your eyes, you'll be right in front of your own house, with a change of dress.
1, 2, 3, counted Lana. When she opened her eyes, she was back in front of their house, but instead of beautiful clothes, she was wearing a dirty, smelly dress.
What is this?
Lana is back. She's a dirty girl, said the parrot. Mrs. Margot ran out, full of excitement, sure her daughter Lana had come back with even more gold than Lila, but when she saw Lana, dirty and smelly, she was shocked. She quickly took Lana inside to clean up and get ready to open the sack that evening. When evening came, they locked their windows and doors, not because they wanted to follow Granny Hazel's instructions, but because they didn't want anyone to see their imagined gold. When they finally opened the sack, instead of gold, a swarm of bees flew out and stung them severely. The next day, when they went outside, people couldn't help but laugh at their swollen, stung faces. Back at Ms. Rachel's house, later that evening, Lila remembered Granny Hazel's instructions. She asked Ms. Rachel to shut the doors and windows. Locking both the doors and the windows, Lila carefully opened her sack. When she did, the entire house and everything in it turned to magnificent gold. They became incredibly rich, and everyone in the village envied their sudden golden change. Now, when Mrs. Margot and Lana heard what had happened to Lila, they were filled with remorse and regret. They realized they should never have sent Lila out of the house. All that gold in Miss Rachel's house could have been theirs. They started blaming each other, but eventually they learned a valuable lesson. It's not good to be wicked, greedy, and lazy. Instead, being kind, clean, and hardworking truly pays off.
Thanks for joining the adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and dream big. See you in the next Tiny Tale.